Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another coffee break. I've sat down, I've literally got some coffee in front of me. It's a little bit cold, but honestly that just means I can drink it more. Ah, lovely. Right, me drinking coffee aside, let's talk about something interesting that kind of affects the community over and over and over again. I did a video earlier today with Ryan, just about sort of our thoughts on the Mercy changes, on the Deever changes. I'm not going to go into too much detail on those, on Junkertown and all that sort of stuff as well. What I want to really talk about is change, and how change is kind of scary in Overwatch. People tend to have this very negative reaction, right? And this happens in every single game. A rework happens, and if the rework isn't overpowered, which is sort of the funny part to me, it's going to feel terrible, because it's like if you picked up a new hero for the first time, or it's stuff you're familiar with doing, and stuff you're familiar with getting away with, you can't do that anymore, so it feels worse. And so it's kind of interesting to me seeing community reaction to change every single time it happens, because it's pretty much universally like you know, slamming your foot on the brakes and going, whoa, 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 bring back the old, we don't like this is new and scary. But sometimes it's a change for the better. Now, what's interesting to me is the Mercy change, because that's going to have a profound effect, sort of rippling throughout the entire game. So the way that it works now, Overwatch works now, is like, Overwatch has been very fundamentally changed, because it used to be that getting a pick and getting like a single kill absolutely opened up a team fight and basically gave you a huge advantage. It was very difficult. You were basically playing catch up, right? You were playing from behind. New Mercy basically says, no, you didn't die there. You didn't make that mistake. We're going to pick you back up again. And then suddenly everything's reset back to a 6 versus 6, kind of. Well, the Mercy has lost a resource, right? She's lost part of her kit, and so she can't actually use that again unless she has a resurrect, unless she has ultimate, for example, and then she gets the cooldown reset and she can go from there. So Overwatch has been changed in like this very fundamental way. We've moved away from the pick style meta, I guess, where like dive is going to be very strong because it gets you a single kill before your team gets any kills on it or gets any deaths, so then you can sort of snowball an advantage from there. What's interesting to me is seeing how this is sort of rippled already through the pro scene, because change is scary, right? And you get a lot of pros sort of calling out, oh my god, team fights now last forever, and like fights last for ages, because they're very used to the fact that when you kill someone, the second, third, fourth, fifth kills come very quickly. And this is sort of something I noticed when I watch gameplay footage in Grandmaster, and when I watch gameplay footage in, you know, Silver, Plat, Silver, Gold, Plat, any of those sort of levels, is that, and this is sort of what I was saying to Ryan as well at another point, was if you're going to start doing any kind of analysis, if you want to actually see and sort of understand Overwatch, you've got to watch it at the pro level, or you've got to watch it at the very least in like top 500 Grandmaster level, because if you don't, there's so much mud in there in terms of how it's going to work, because the kills don't come as cleanly, things don't happen as quickly, and so the game kind of feels messy and muddy and slow. Because the way it used to work in sort of top 500 level play is someone would get a kill, and then the next kills would usually come pretty quickly afterwards. Like, people would then go aggressive, they know to initiate and start getting kill after kill after kill after kill, and developing a team fight from there. Like, they know how to read the game very quickly and go, okay, we have an advantage, let's use it and let's win. The way it's going to work now is that advantage is now a lot muddier, it's a lot harder to see. So they're going to initiate and go, oh wait, no, that kill we got, that's back in action, that's fighting again, and suddenly there's more resources in the fight than we expected. Oh no, we've got a full fight here, and now everyone's sort of cagey. The nice thing is, in Mercy versus Mercy at least, is if one Mercy has res, one Mercy doesn't, one Mercy is a lot stronger than the other, right? So there's kind of an interesting sort of mind game that happens. And to me, one of the interesting things that could develop is like trying to very directly get people killed as Mercy. So what I've noticed is it's way easier, for example, to let a Deever go into baby Deever form and then try and get her killed instantaneously than trying to heal the baby Deever, and baby Deever builds her mech naturally. So you kind of want the baby Deever to die, because then you can res her and she instantly gets a mech back, so it's like instantly bringing the mech in. Another example is the Roadhog. If Roadhog gets low, I'd rather just let him die than res him and then let him fight as full hit points in a team fight at the very least, otherwise you're going to milk him for some ultimate charge. So it's kind of like this case of, okay, we need to let specific people die, so then in this order we can bring people back. And I find that really fucking cool. Like, really, really fucking cool. What it also means is that it's going to feel a lot less bullshit, I guess, if you just get randomly killed to a Hanzo or to a Doomfist, and that the enemy team can't even initiate on that, because then Mercy can pick you up and it's kind of free. So stuff like, you know, Junkrat's just spamming at spawn doors, for example, is going to have a lot less impact than it used to, and it's going to be a lot less frustrating. The Junkrat still gets his advantage, but the Mercy can just pick it up, and then you just wait for 30 seconds and hey, it's all fine. But my advice is this, because let's bring it back, let's round back towards change. Because right now the game is changing. The game is very much in flux, but it's changing towards the better. And this is what I want to sort of ground the discussion in, is the way Overwatch was before, especially around Mercy, was it was just, okay, we have this hero that can just throw this big AoE res out, so her gameplay is literally, you dance around, you build up a heal, you build up an ultimate, and then you play very, very passively. And in some instances you don't even play at all, you just find somewhere to tuck away safely, and then wait until you get that big juicy 3 times number, 4 times number, 5 times number, oh baby, and then you run out and you pick everyone up. And it's just not healthy gameplay, is sort of my bottom line from that. It's just not anything that you want to have in your game, right? You want Overwatch to be about shooting other people, you want to be about playing the game and fighting and doing all this cool stuff, not hiding in a corner waiting for people to die. And the new Mercy is a lot better for that. Now the question is, you know, do you need to tweak the numbers? Do you need to change how people react and do things when they come back? Do you need them to come up on half hit points, for example? Or does that give Mercy more ultimate charge than is necessary? Who knows? Do they need to have like a almost anti-shield or an anti-barrier that sort of depletes off them as they get picked back up, and they can be healed up through that, you know, as they come back to life or something? I don't know. Like, there's ways of fixing it if there's problems with the resurrect. There's ways of tweaking it. There's cooldown, you know, you can change the cooldown. You can change how the resurrect actually functions, how immortal is someone, how the range of the resurrect, can she dash to the corpses, how fast does she move in dash? Like, there's tons of buttons and things you can tweak with Mercy now to make her balanced, but the underlying thing is it's more fun. Which is sort of why I want to segue onto DVa, because DVa's an interesting one now. She's become a lot more aggressive, and she's become a lot more damage oriented and a lot less passive. And defense matrix has always been a problem. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Defense matrix has always been an issue in Overwatch. The fact that it just deletes stuff is just not fun. Like, the big issue I have with Deever is this. When you play and you're fighting as Deever and you catch a Graviton Surge, the reaction is more like, oh, did I just catch a Graviton? Did that just happen? Did she just do that? Okay. Well, okay, right, okay. It's not like, oh my god, you actually caught it. Oh my god, what a skilled play. You know, which is sort of what deflect feels like at the moment. You know, it's positioning yourself with deflect. You jump out with deflect, you bounce the Graviton Surge back and everyone goes, oh shit. Well, with defense matrix, it's just like, oh, that kind of happened. And so defense matrix sort of being put, you know, it's been put in a cupboard at the moment. It's, you know, it's still there and it functions, it does its job. You can still like eat an entire clip of tracer damage, for example. You can still stop a good chunk of spam coming in. You just need a split second of it to stop Pharah rockets hitting, so you don't actually need to use it that much to stop Pharah's doing work. There's some clever things you can do with it. The thing with Deever at the moment is that she's the queen of cleanup. And this is sort of the one thing I noticed when Junkertown first came online. What I did was I played pretty much exclusively Deever on it because I wanted to test how the new Deever actually functions. And what I found was this. Basically, if you try and rush someone down as Deever just on your own, it's not going to work. You don't quite have enough damage with the rockets and your left clicks, even though you can sort of deploy them both at once and fly towards targets at once. Usually targets will survive it. It's very difficult to sort of get everything sort of hitting just as you need it to be able to kill someone reliably without getting yourself killed in the process, or getting yourself demeched at least. And so it's very difficult to sort of just jump into the backline and get a huge amount of work done. But what I did notice, very, very tellingly, was if someone's on like half hit points and they're running away, it is so easy as Deever to just dash through and get a kill and just confirm the kill. Especially like agile targets like Mercy, for example. If Mercy's running in the backline, scrambling away, it's very easy to just fly straight at her, unload rockets, unload left click, and bump into her, and you'll be able to kill her and take her out and remove her from the fight. So I think Deever's purpose has sort of shifted to being this very, very heavy either finisher hero where she just cleans up, or a dive hero where if you have like a Winston and a Deever jumping in on a target, it is so easy for the Deever to just scoop up a couple of kills and get, well, just eat a support alive, basically. Like Zenyatta doesn't stand a chance, Ana doesn't stand a chance, you just annihilate them. Meanwhile, that sort of shifts things away from D.Va protecting supports and D.Va stopping Tracers and Genjis, for example, getting kills. So right now, everything's in flux, everything's in the air, everything's a bit different, and because it feels different, it'll feel wrong, and that's sort of the big thing, again, to circle back to the point is that change is scary, is because it feels wrong, right? The stuff that you're used to, the decisions that you usually make, are going to be incorrect. And I think this is sort of the thing that I want to try and urge on people is don't be afraid of that. Kind of embrace it. Kind of treat it as like, oh my god, well, if the decision I'm making before, if the decisions I'm making before are incorrect, what are the new correct ones? Can I figure that out before everyone else can figure that out? And then how can I use that to improve? And how can I use that to get better and sort of get this head start on people? I find that the worst thing you can do is just go, oh well, it's changed and it's terrible and it's shit and I don't like it and it's terrible. I'm just gonna sit and spawn and complain. New Mercy is overpowered. Oh my god, what the fuck, Blizz? Like, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you at all. Odds are, New Mercy is not going to go away. Like, unless the universal feedback from absolutely everyone, and it definitely doesn't seem that way, is that the game is now terrible and ruined and awful, they're not going to roll it back. It's changed, it's happened, deal with it. And try and just push through and figure out how to make it work for you, how to change your playstyle so that maybe now overextending and getting out of position and getting a quick kill isn't worth it, how throwing a tracer bomb and killing a single target that isn't high value and it getting rezzed isn't worth it anymore. So now you have to sort of change all your perspectives and change how you're going to figure out the game and how to go from there. And just remember, Zenyatta's quote. Zenyatta's quote is kind of interesting. What is it? Like difficulty? Not a difficulty, so I can't remember what it is exactly. But obstacles are an opportunity for change, right? Well, change is also an opportunity for growth. And change is an opportunity for you to figure stuff out and learn stuff faster than everyone else. And this has sort of always been my trick, is that I am generally a little bit quicker than most people in figuring out how stuff works and how stuff functions, and just reading into it very, very carefully and seeing, okay, well, this works now, but this doesn't work now. I've seen people like complaining, for example, oh, Widowmaker's not going to be useful anymore, but the argument there to me is Widowmaker's not useful anymore because shooting someone, they get rezzed. Okay, can you kill someone more than once every 30 seconds? Okay, then you're still committing, like, you're still giving value, and what you're also doing is making it hard for Mercy to use her ultimate. When Mercy ults and Widowmaker's there, it's very difficult to use. It's very difficult to fly around, and you are actually one of the few things that can reliably deal with that flying Mercy that other people can't, because she can just evade and dodge and, you know, self-sustain and heal her way back up. Soldier 76 is kind of the same. So it's kind of interesting to me to see people sort of go, oh my god, Widowmaker's useless now. I really don't think so. I think that bad Widowmakers are useless. Always been the case. Like, if you are playing Widowmaker and you can only kill someone every 30 seconds, you probably shouldn't be playing Widowmaker. If you're playing Hanzo and you can only kill someone every 30 seconds, you probably shouldn't be playing Hanzo. And this is sort of where I think people are going to have problems, is no longer is the game going to be a case of, oh, I picked Hanzo, one of my arrows has landed and got a crit, and therefore I've killed someone. Okay, my team now has an advantage, and now it's a 5 versus 5 and my team wins, or 5 versus 5.5 because my Hanzo is so shaky and the team wins anyway. Like, I think that, like, this is sort of my guilty pleasure, and this is what I hope is true, is that this actually de-incentivizes Hanzo and makes Hanzo a worse pick overall, because I don't like the hero, I continue not to like the hero, I continue to hate it, I don't think it belongs, I don't think it works in a functional FPS. I think Hanzo is desperately overdue for a rework. I would love to see a more utility-oriented Hanzo rather than the state he's in now, but that's probably something for another time. Otherwise, guys, let me know what you guys think. Like, how have the changes been treating you? Not so much on like, oh, I'm a Mercy main and now the world is better. Just how does it feel, basically? Like, you know, the therapy answer. How does it feel? Have you had moments where it's like, oh my god, this just feels so friggin' strange? Have you hated it? Have you embraced it? How have you found it, basically? On a fun level and a opportunity level. Get yourself away from, oh my god, my SR is going up or down. It's, are you having more fun playing it? Are you having less fun? Are you confused? Are you angry? Something worth thinking about, I suppose, how you respond to this kind of thing. Thank you guys for watching to the end. Thank you for joining me on the coffee break. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed your coffee. I've certainly enjoyed mine, and I'll see you guys this time next week. Toodles.